We're going to start this off this morning with terminology. But this belt, my ironworking belt, my old ironworking buddies know what this is. People, you won't believe, in the last 48 hours, I've got 1,500,000 watches. The people want to know, what is that wheel for? How does this work? So I'm going to do that this morning. But one thing out of those 1,500,000 responses, it's really got me a little aggravated. So we're going to start with terminology. In our local in Baton Rouge, you are a journeyman ironworker. You can be called a rod buster, a structural hand, a hook-on man, a welder, whatever. But you are a journeyman ironworker before you get that book. You're supposed to be qualified in all of it. In all my years of working, I had a job, people calling me on the phone at home to come to work because I would do any of it. You erect metal buildings, it didn't matter to me. I wanted to learn. Now you have people, I'm a connector, I'm a hook-on man, I'm a rod buster, I'm a welder. And when work gets slow, they cry in their heart out, I need a job, I gotta go to work. They only got one skill. I not only was a rod buster, I was a connector. I have been a foreman, a general foreman, and a superintendent for both crafts. One of the last jobs I was offered before I retired was, would you go to Missouri and dismantle a chemical plant, take it to Australia and redo it? People, your old pipe fitters, your old Boilermakers, your old Ironworkers, you know when that steel or that pipe has been under heat stress for God knows how many years, and you cut it loose, sometimes they'll tie themselves almost into a pretzel and trying to put it back together. Good luck. I said, look, that's for a young man. I'm in my 80s, I'm out of here, I quit. And I did. All right, now, the most requests I've had, if I can get it off this bucket, the most requests I had was, what is it? What's that reel? What does it do? All right, now, and believe this, now I'm talking to my ironworking partners here. You won't believe the young ones that said, I do not know what it is, but I'd like to know more about it. Hey, that tickled me to death. Now here we go. This old reel, in Australia, they actually call rod busters steel fixers, according to some of the guys I was corresponding with. But I even had one young man on my questions, is that for a tape? You know, the old 100-foot tape you pull out off a reel? He thought that's what that was. But anyway, to get back to serious facts, they wanted to know what this was. The top comes off. You have a spool of wire, right there. It's a spool of wire. You put the wire in there, you put the lid back on. Well, let me show you this. The inside spins on bearings. You take a screwdriver, pull this screw out, pull the insides out, and you can clean and oil and grease underneath. And you put it back together with a light coat of oil. This reel hadn't been used, I'm guessing 8, 9, 10 years now. And it spins like a top. You don't hear it squeaking and carrying on. It spins like a top. Now, as you put your belt on, that's the part that's so hard to explain. They said, show me how it works. Without rebar or a mat or a wall, here or something to tie with, you just don't have any way to do it. Now, you put it on. Of course, at one time I had suspenders. The reel rides low. All right? As you need the wire, you pull it out. As you do it, you can cut and tie. Now, that is going to be one of my next videos, is how to cut the different ties. They got different ties. You got wall ties, you got snap ties, snap with a wrap, figure eight, reverse figure eight, saddle tie. They all have a use. And if you use them right, it's pretty efficient. So, for the young ones, I hope I explained, this reel is strictly for a roll of wire. In the old days, they would have this wire in big spools like a bicycle tire, the rim, not the spokes. They'd put it over their shoulders and feed that big roll of wire and unspool it. That was a real good way to tear your shirts up, get grease all on your neck. If that wire slips, do a pretty good number on your neck too and your arms. So then they come up with the reels. Then the ironworkers come up with their pliers and the different tools. And it works. So hopefully that will explain to the young ones what in the world that reel is for.